We do not have an electric receptacle outlet on the front porch, by the way. And the fixture should be sealed. I know the doorbell works because I rang it when I got here. It's one of those rings. And so if I push it again, they'll be spying on us and stuff. I don't blame them. I don't blame you. Spy away. Because I'm an interesting person. Because I'm good enough and I'm nice enough, doggone it. Okay, so this is the interior tour video. Okay, so in here, this is the office study. We shouldn't have pull switches and bare light bulbs in closed closets. We shouldn't have that. And this is the office study. These windows, okay. This window, excuse me, these latches. This window was not latched when I got here. I found it to be unlatched before the inspection began, and I could not latch it. Okay, these latches will not make. So, kind of heads up on that. I put it back like I found it. Put it back like I found it. It's not one bit less secure than it was when I got here. So just kind of calling everybody's attention to that. Now, this is the last video of the day. So, this is the time when I get to say thank you very much for your trust and your business. Those things mean the world to my family and I. So I just wanted to say thank you. And if you think that I've done you a little good, just a little good, a good Google review means a lot to a small businessman like myself. So we're coming in here, we've got carpet, we've got ceramic tile, and we've got wooden floors. And this wooden floor, you'll learn, or I'll repeat it, the moisture measurements are elevated in this door. And we had a plumber run a sewer scope, and I understand that there was a little bit of discovery, so maybe that has something to do with it. Now, I'm not an engineer. I use engineering equipment, but I'm not an engineer. A home inspector should stay in his lane. I do not calculate slope, okay? I don't go for tolerances. I use guidelines. And two of the guidelines that I use with my equipment is I use no more than 1 inch of floor height elevation differential within 25 feet, that's FHA, and no more than 2 inches of floor height elevation differential overall. And that's just a general principle guideline for home inspectors that's been developed through the years. And I use those. I don't calculate slope or anything. But I'm on this, and I shot the floor, pow, 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 dad jokes, boomer humor. I shot the floor, and from here to here, I'm getting about 1 inch of floor height elevation differential. And that's perfectly, acceptable. A foundation company came out here, and he was the same one who did the work. This house has had foundation repair, so he was more than happy to explain that everything is fine according to him. So you get his report. So moving on along. We got smoke alarm outside of these bedrooms. I guess it's a bedroom, could be a bedroom. It's got a closet. Got a smoke alarm over here. So it's kind of like between the two, it kind of covers the main living area. I think there probably should be another one in here, but that's just me. We do not have smoke alarms in any of the bedrooms. None of the bedrooms have smoke alarms inside of them. Another thing about these smoke alarms is that they turn yellow. When the cases turn yellow, and they're actually designed that way, I was told, and maybe he knew what he was talking about. I'd learned from another home inspector. One of the best places to get this information, but he sounded like he knew what he was talking about. But I get that. When they turn yellow, they used to be white. It's expired. It should be recycled and a new smoke alarm, brought in. And by the way, in Dallas, in my own home, trying not to be a hypocrite. I'm having trouble finding where to recycle my smoke alarms. The hazardous waste place won't take them. What's that about? Okay. So moving on along, and we already talked about the moisture, and I'm going to talk about it even more. These windows are fine. In another video, I called this the breakfast room window. It's got some wood rod outside on that window, and it's actually the dining room. So, kind of shame on me, but there it is. That's the way we work sometimes. Moving on along. Another video, I mentioned that I was going to see if this was tempered safety glass because it's so close to the back door, and it is. It is tempered safety glass, so yay! So we got that. We talked about the fireplace already. Now with infrared imaging, so in the attic, you could see when I was in the attic how the insulation was falling over here. And the infrared imaging supported my claim. We got a little bit of movement right there, and we found some more over here. And then in the corners, because they added a bunch of insulation. You saw in the previous video, they added a bunch, but they had a little trouble getting insulation, like for example, in that corner. They had trouble getting insulation in that corner. So, you probably don't have enough electric receptacle outlets on this landing. You have one to meet current, requirements. But, it's a 1984 home. The fans work. We already talked about the fireplace. There's a whole fireplace deal. So we're just going to let that. I promise you. Go into plumbing. The second plumbing video. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. This is the primary bedroom. We're going to plug these things back in. They had a bunch of these things. This is kind of rough, man. I'm going to tell you, but, some people like them. Are you going to go for us? Are you even running? I see you in there. Yeah, you do run. How about that? You go the other way. We don't get any heat in there. I think that's wired for a heater, but I can't tell. No, I think it's just a fan. That was exciting. Bare light bulb and clothes closet. Again, insulation's lacking over here in this corner. Now, unlike when we first walked in the door together, when I talked to you about the office study window that would not open, would not latch, and I put it back like I found. I thought that was going to be the case with this window. However, it's very difficult to latch. It is latched, it is secure. It's more secure. The home is more secure than the way I found it. So if I haven't bored you to death, let's see if I can do it like this. Well, I should have tucked in my deal, but down here, down here is a like button, and over here is a subscribe button. So if I was able to get a smile out of you, well then maybe just hit the like. Gotta figure these lights out, but I'll figure them out. I want to turn them off before I leave.